Okay, so you guys able to see my screen? Okay, guys, so Winforms we are almost done. So once we complete this sample application, okay, I will tell you guys how to work on this. Okay, so if we are done with this sample application, that is done with Winforms. Okay, so this is my project Winforms. Okay, school management. Okay, this project I already explained you. Okay, manage classes is my screen from where I can manage my class table in my database. Okay, so let me draw a simple diagram for you so that it is very easy for you guys. Okay, for this. Okay, these are the controls we were discussing about. So manuscript, data grid, chart, and manuscript. Okay, so before this is my assignment. Okay, create a WinForms application to maintain a school database. We should be able to manage the following features in a school, or you can take it as a college. Okay, so just consider about a normal engineering college. Okay, so any engineering college means you will have some branches. So the branches may be computers, electronics, civil, mechanics, something like that. And classes means first year, second year, third year, fourth year. And examinations, it may be monthly exams, quarterly, half yearly, and yearly. Okay, and you will have some subjects. Okay, subjects we are eliminating here. We just taking some 2 3 subjects, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, like that. That's enough. Okay, and then students in a college, and then student leaves, how they are taking leaves and all, and then student marks. So this is my assignment. Okay, so to start with this, I will give you a simple example. So this was we were discussing last time, and some things were not working that time. Okay, so here I am using a control called menu strip. Okay, to give a top level commands or flow to other screens if you want to navigate from the main screen or welcome screen to your desired screen which you want to maintain. So you just click on a particular link here, it has to go to that screen or form, win form. Okay, so for that what I have done is, this is my welcome form. Here I have added a menu strip. So this menu strip, you can add as many items as you want. Even if you want to add something below it, means once you click on the main focus or click on this main one, it will just drop some other items to navigate. Okay, so first this manage classes, when I click on it, so you just double click on this menu strip item, it will generate an event. So it will generate an event means you are clicking something, that is some action you are taking. The result of that action is some event. That event you have to execute. Okay, so during that event, whatever code you want to execute, you can execute by using the method generated by double clicking this menu strip item. Okay, and then you can see inside this is already we discussed. For every event there will be a sender means, so which is the source of this event, from where this event originated, from which control or object this event originated. So it is generalized to some object. This object you can convert or cast to the desired control object. Okay, desired control class object. Okay, and event args means that particular control specific event arguments. means you can these are not that much important in WinForms, but you can see these event logs in ASP.NET. Okay, so means during that event execution, that event raised, you can see some, you can pass some parameters, some values, arguments to your event. So those arguments you can pass through event logs object. Okay, so these two parameters we use very means the usage of these two parameters during your code is it's normal. Okay, I can say it as normal, not very much. So these two parameters are not much dependable. Okay, that means according to your ideas you can use these objects, otherwise no need to use this. Okay, so during this event what I am doing is manage classes. I created a new object for manage classes. What is manage classes means? Manage classes is a new class which I created from my project. Okay, when I click on, right click on this project and add, okay, add new item or Windows forms. So this is running, that's why it is not allowing me to select this option. When I click on Windows form, it will add a new form. Okay, before that it will ask you some name. So I have given manage classes name. So this form came, a blank form came. Here I have added whatever controls required to maintain data in my class table that is in my SQL server. Okay, so these are the basics. Okay, so this form, what is usage of this form, or what is the role of this form in my application means I can add the classes. Means I told you this is an engineering college, so there will be first year, second year, third year or fourth year. Maybe some colleges they may maintain semesters. Okay, first semester, second semester, till 8 semesters or 6 semesters. Okay, like that. So you can add all those class details. Okay, so to maintain, so what I can say is a school data, a college database means a college when you first start your college. So you just imagine something like this. So you are asked to write, you are asked to develop some application to maintain entire college database. Okay, what you will do that time? So first you have to identify what are the branches those are offered by that college, and what through how many classes means how many classes or semesters they are making. So a student how many years they have to study in that college, or they have to complete how many semesters or classes to complete their course. Okay, these are other details. These are the, we call it as master data in real time. So these are the basic data. Without this you cannot maintain any other things. Okay, these are most dependable things on your software. So this one here is classes and branches. These are very very important. So just imagine you are starting, you are opening a new college without any branch or the class information. Can you start your college? You can't, right? So the same thing you have to, while designing your software also, developing your software also, you have to identify the key points which we have to add in the beginning of, we have to add all the master data or the key information that is required throughout my application. Okay, we have to identify that. So from this college management application, so I identified my branches are very much important and classes are very much important. Okay, so you can feel like a college, it is all about students. So a student, if you want to identify a student, what you can tell is this guy is a student means that student will have a particular attribute. So he should have some age. Okay, that is common for any human. But if you want to say a student, you should identify him with two attributes. One is what branch he is studying and in which class or semester he is in. Okay, these two parameters you will ask. very first. So without this class and branch, how you can add a student? So this way you have to think yourself, okay, and then you have to work on that. Okay, so first what I am doing is I am adding my classes or semesters. I just generalized the term with class, so class name and description. So I have to add, update, delete and cancel. So this form supports the CRUD operations for my backend database table, that is class. Okay, this is my class table. So for this table, all the CRUD operations means create, read, update and delete. So these are the basic operations for any table. So to support or to implement those operations, what I am doing is I am taking two controls. One is class name, a text box with single line. Single line means it will, so the width you can see, right, the width or height of that. So whatever you enter, it will fall into a single line. The description, you will have much description about your class. So what I am taking is this one, multi-line text box. So here you can add as many lines of data as you want. So after this, with this basic information, I should be able to add this data to my table. So to perform all those CRUD operations or actions on my form, I have to use some sort of buttons or link labels or some other means, okay, the actions to perform. So the basic thing is normally everybody use the buttons. So I am also using the buttons. Add class, which in my CRUD operations it is C means create. Update means in CRUD, U update, and delete means delete. And this below is a data grid. This data grid we already discussed. So we can and we can display data on this data grid. Okay, so you can bind the data directly from this icon. Okay, you can select a data source directly, so class binding source. So this will automatically bring the data from your database and it binds the entire data to your data grid view. Okay, so this is normally people will do that way in very basic steps, but what we have to do is on the loading of page, so on load of this page we have to display whatever information there in my class table. Okay, in my database class table, whatever classes are already existing, those information I have to show in my grid view. Means this is read this supporting read operation in my CRUD. So on page load means where or this is page or form. So on form load means how you can generate a form load event is just click anywhere on this form other than controls. So don't click on controls. On empty space of your form, just double click. It will generate a with the form name underscore load. Means the very first time when the form is loading to your output window, that time this event will be executed. So on this event you can call whatever code you want. Okay, whatever you want, whatever code you want to execute, whatever operations you want to perform, you can perform on this event. So what I am doing is I am trying to get, so not trying, I am getting all my class details, classes. Okay, all my classes existing in the database, I am fetching that and binding to my data grid view. So data grid view dot data source, you are giving, this is a data table we already discussed in data table in ADO.NET. So what I have done is I have created a class called class manager. So this class manager, what's the role of this class in my application means whatever class related database operations. Remember guys, whatever database operations that I want to perform in my application with respective to class table, I will use this C# class manager. So you can directly navigate to this class. So you can see a class manager.cs file here. So in this I have defined a connection string. So this is my local system connection string. Okay, you have to replace this value with your local system connection string value, and then I have, for every table I have created two stored procedures. Okay, what I have created is, one is get branches. Okay, so for all the tables I have created get as the prefix and the table name. Okay, table name in plural case. I have created a stored procedure that will get the details that will get the information whatever is there in my table. Okay, and then manage branches. So may all the table names prefixed with manage, they are mainly intended to all the stored procedures whichever are prefixed with manage. So they are intended to perform the operations like insert, update, delete operations. Okay, this one already we created and we discussed about it. So I am giving a sample, manage branches. Okay, we are talking about manage classes, right? So this manage classes, this is this is having parameters id, name, description and delete, and it is performing operations like insert into class table, update class table and delete a record from the class table. So these are the basic operations performed by my uh, stored procedure. So for every table I have created two stored procedures. One is to manage the data inside the table. Managing the data always means you can create, update and delete. These three operations, commonly we call it as managing the table. Okay, table data. And get classes means it will get whatever information my table contains, it will get the information. So these two notations you have to follow, and this is the common practice everybody do. Okay, so you have to practice this also, and this way you have to practice writing stored procedures. Okay, so for every table I have these two stored procedures. So for my managed classes I have a class manager. Okay, this one is mainly to interact with my stored procedures related to class table. Okay, that class table I have two stored procedures. One is to manage the data inside the table and another is to get the data inside table. Okay, two stored procedures are there. So my class is calling, interacting with those two stored procedures by using advo.net. Okay, likewise you have to create for remaining tables. Just replace, instead of class you just replace with the table name and you create the files, the respective files. So now I have managed classes is a file. So from here I am adding, editing, updating and deleting all my data with respect to class table, right? So same way you have to create manage branches, manage examinations, manage students, manage student leaves, manage student marks. So this is I will explain this one. Okay, so I am clicking on manage classes, this one open. So what it is doing, so this table is showing all the information in my table, class table. Okay, this form is displaying all the information in my class table. And if I want to add a new class, what I can do is just enter semester 1. Okay, semester 1, and you can click on add class. So this is added here. Okay, so if you want to edit it, you just click on this arrow mark, so it will highlight it here on the fields. You just modify this data. Okay, I'm giving a short code sem1. Okay, update. So you can see it got updated to sem1 and semester 1. And if you want to delete, again select this row, it will be displayed here, you can delete that. so there is no semester 1. And if you want something you entered here and this is not correct, if you want to clear this, you just click on cancel, so it will be cancelled. So these are the basic operations I have performed by using WinForms. So how it is working through code we will see. Okay, so I have few buttons. Okay, these two are the controls. So how I can read data from these two controls is, so this control name dot text. If you give that, whatever you entered here, that will be read using C sharp, and you can kept in your local variables. Same way for description. So the tricky part is here the add class. Once you click on this add class, okay, this is the event generated for me. What I am doing is, so I am reading first, I am reading the class name and description the user provided here, and then I am creating an object for my class manager C sharp class. Okay, so why means this class manager contains the ADO.NET code to interact with my SQL server. Okay, so this class contains the two methods. One is to manage the data in SQL Server. Another is to get the data from SQL Server. Okay, so that's why I am creating a class manager object. Okay, CM, and then CM dot manage classes, and I am passing active class ID. So I have created this. I will explain you that while explaining update. Okay, so by default it is int, so it will be 0, and then class name, description, and delete. So these four represents the four parameters of my stored procedure. Okay, so these four parameters are, we have to pass those four parameters from C sharp, right? So I am passing from here to my class manager manage classes method. So here what it is doing, it created a connection object and then a command object and then command type and parameters I am adding to my ADO.NET command. Okay, like this. So whenever, so these parameters are optional, so you can, what you can do is you can pass 0 or whatever according to your needs. Okay, so if it is 0 means I am not passing my ID, the name is empty means I am not passing my name, description same, and then delete. So sometimes, so a single stored procedure is designed to operate for three operations. One is insert, update, and delete. How we can do that is by means of parameters only. So if you pass delete as 1, it will delete a record from table by for, for the past ID. Okay, if you are passing only name and description, that time ID is null and delete is null, so it will insert a record into my table. And if you pass id, name, and description and delete is null, that time, so id you passed means already that is existing, so it tries to update whatever there in my table with respect to that id. Okay, so to perform all these three operations using single stored procedure, this parameters combination I have to pass. So these are the few conditions. With these conditions, I am adding these parameters to my command object, and then I opened a connection and then executed that query, that stored procedure, and closed it. So the same method works for edit, add, edit, and delete. So my screen, whatever I click it here, the respective event should be able to pass the respective parameters or required parameters to my class manager manage classes method. Okay, so here the add method, it is passing the very first time. So active class id equal to, it will be 0, and then class parameter, class whatever you entered in your text box value, and description whatever you entered here, it will be passed, and we are not deleting, we are adding. So this one is false, so what it will do, it will come here for add and the id is 0, so this parameter won't be added, and my name this is not null or empty, so the name parameter will be added. Same way description is added, and then delete is false, so it won't be added. And then finally only two parameters I am passing to my stored procedure, and then I am executing the stored procedure, so it will add a record into the database, okay, into the table class. Okay, same way update. So I click on this MSC. Okay, update. What it will do is, if you see the update class, update event, so here also I am doing same. So before that, my data grid view has some event that, so this data grid view has so many events. So to see the events, I told you open the properties window and just click on this action or shark icon. Okay, there are many events, so I am using one event, that is row selected event. Okay, row header mouse clicked event. So for each row, this is the row header, the left side, that triangular icon or arrow icon you can see, right? So this is called row header for my data grid view, and whenever I click on this header part, it will generate an event. So this event you can handle in your C# code. Okay, so here, whenever I click on that row, and what I am doing is that row index. So where it got the click event happened on my data grid view. So in this data grid view, I have three cells, means three columns. So when I click on it here, so this will return me this row index. This is 0. Okay, we can what we will do? We will debug it and we'll see. Okay, I am selecting this one, so this index is 1 2 3 4, means 0. Okay, 0 1 2 3. Okay, so my row index is 3. Okay, you can see the row index is 3, and then in this row, the cells are, okay, the cell data in 0, I have the ID. Okay, the ID is 1003, and then I am assigning that to my active class ID, because in my form I am nowhere showing the ID to edit. Okay, I am nowhere showing in edit form. Means edit form means the edit details. So class name and description only I am providing user to input some data or modify some data. But the ID value I am nowhere providing the user to manipulate it. So that's why means that is the unique key to identify your a record on the table. So this ID I am holding, so that because for whichever row edited, for the same row I have to update the details or delete the details. So that's why the ID of the record I am holding in active class ID, and then the text box values,
Hello.
what I am populating is cell 1, it is name,
Hello.
uh, the row respective name column value, and same way the row respective description value for
Uh,
that is in cell 2. Okay, cells 2 dot value. So this
Excuse me,
way
sir.
assigning values to the controls.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when I do an update, it will update automatically. Same way the delete operation. So update, what it will do is you have to pass this active ID, class name, description and false. So you are updating. So here this time you are passing ID. So three parameters are going. So if there is ID, it will the stored procedure will update the record with respect to that ID. So if you are passing only
Excuse me.
ID and
Hello.
the delete value as true, okay, and you are not passing name and description, so this time it will be deleted, that record will be deleted. Okay, this is all about my manage classes form. Okay, yeah, you can ask me.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Just
Hello.
just
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, sir. Can you show me the code for
Okay,
the double click. Button click for, I think, data grid.
Okay, this one.
Yeah. In this, yeah, the code.
So for data grid view, the code you want to see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this the first line which says entirety is equal to parse. What does parse exactly do here? And what is E over here? I missed that, so I did not get that part.
Okay, okay, guys. So the parse. So this parse we are seeing from the beginning of the class. Okay. So again, I will explain you. So int dot parse means whatever value you are giving as a parameter to this parse method, it will try to convert that value to integer. Okay. That's the main purpose of int dot parse. Okay. So
Okay.
some number
And what
value.
is so first? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, number value is there in string form, so you are converting that to your integer form. To convert that, you are using
So
int.
we need to convert first.
Sorry?
So first we need to convert the value. So first we need to convert the value to string, and then you parse it and
Ye-
make it integer.
Yes, yes. So this E means, as I am telling you, so this entire Windows form application, or tomorrow we are going to start with ASP.NET. So ASP.NET, so these two application models are event driven. Okay, event driven means so it all executes. So whatever you write, whatever you perform, whatever you operate, so all are related to some events. Events means you may click on a button. When user clicks on a button, you have to generate some event will be generated. So during that event raising, so once that event raised, so that event you can handle by using some methods like this. Okay, in these methods, so the very first parameter will be the source from where the event raised, and the second parameter is the event args. Okay, event args, these event args are varies depending on your control. So for data grid view, this is row header mouse click. For this view cell mouse event args, so this will carry the information like on which row the user clicked. Okay, so on which row.
Okay, so we need to select data grid view cell mouse event arcs, right?
Yeah, so means I am telling you, right? So this left side part, okay, in my data grid view, this left side part, this entire part is called as row header. Okay.
Okay.
So whenever you click next to any row, beginning of the any row, it will generate an event. Okay, that is row header mouse click event. Okay, this event will be raised that you are handling. So an event is raising that event you are handling from your C# code. Okay, so that event when it raises, it passes two parameters. One is the source of the event, so from where the event raised, and second is that event respective values. Okay, so this is row header mouse click event. So this is data grid view cell mouse event args. So they have named something like that, the class name. So what this will carry is where the event occurred on the row, means on which row the event occurred. The row index it will give you.
Okay.
Okay, so my
Yeah.
entire data grid view, what it will do is it holds this entire information. In the page load or form load event, we have assigned the data source. So what it will do is this data table will contain my class, the stored procedure, whatever result set it returned, means select star from classes. The result is kept in your data table, ADO.NET data table. When you bind this to data grid view data source, all the columns and rows are mapped to this data grid view rows and columns. Automatically it generates the rows and columns for the data in data table. Okay, whenever you click on this particular row, it will select this entire row, and the row information means in that row what is there in cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, how you can access is by using this one. So you have row index. Even you need not to do this one. Even if you select something like data grid view dot rows of 0, cells 0, value dot to string, like that, it is just like some data table. Okay, but it is showing on your interface, means on the form you are seeing the data by using this data grid view control. Okay, you are selecting using some actions. The data values you are selecting by using some actions, by performing some actions. So when you click on this row is selected. Okay, in console applications, how you can do is you have to pass the index manually. So you have to enter the index name. But here, this is graphically, whenever you click on it, it is automatically generating some event like on which index the user clicked. That index value, this arguments are able to pass to this method. So this row index will return you on which row you clicked. Okay, this by using this index, you are reading data from, instead of data grid view, if you use data table dt classes, you have to use the same code. If you remember, this is instead of classes, what we were giving is row of, okay, cell of 0, or even the column name we were giving. Got it?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, same way we are reading in this row, the three column values we are reading and keeping in the local variables, or we are populating in the controls, the respective controls. Okay, this is what this basic form. Any doubts you ask me, because this is very very important, and we use the same pattern even if we go to ASP.NET, and ASP.NET also we will work on the same application. The assignment will be the same application, but that will be in ASP.NET. If you guys understand this form, well and good. If you not, please ask me now itself, because the other forms you have to work on. Okay, so I am telling you guys, this is welcome screen. So I have my menus here. So when I click on this particular manage classes label, or this is menu strip, this has to open my manage classes form. That for that what I am doing is, so in entire .NET you will represent your ASP.NET form or your Winforms, whatever you will represent by using classes only. Okay, the same thing you are using for this manage classes, a C# class generated, that is manage classes. This is derived from a form, okay, base form controller. Okay, this is base form, this is a class. So this will have by default some properties or methods. So this manage classes is derived from form, so it will have some show hide properties. So by using that, what we are doing is we created manage classes object. So and then you are using mc.show, means that form will be opened. Okay, that will come to visibility. And then this dot hide, why I am doing this dot hide means, so welcome screen, from welcome screen I am navigating to the other form. Okay, so which I selected, that should come to focus, and the earlier form it has to it shouldn't be visible. So that's why I'm using hide. Okay, so if you want to do same way I have done, if you see manage branches, so this is home. Again that form will be closed and this form will be opened. Manage branches, if I click, it will open manage branches. Okay, this form will be open, this is blank because I didn't work on it. So Same way manage branches form, for that form I created a object and mb.show and this dot hide I am doing. And if you go to manage classes, here I have all my controls and their respective events are here, and I am communicating to my database by using the class manager. Okay, so like this you have to implement for all other tables. Is that okay, or any doubts? So basically what you guys have to do is, here this is welcome screen. Where is that? So this is welcome screen. Okay, on this I have menu, or to navigate to any respective table I have it here. And then manage classes, I created a new form to manage all my classes in a college. Okay, so this will perform the CRUD operations with respective to my class table. Okay, same way manage branches you have to create. So to support this manage classes form, okay, supporting means to interact with the database and other things. To interact with the database to get data or send data to SQL server, this is class manager. I have created a separate C# class. In this I am calling my SQL Server stored procedures by using ADO.NET, and this connection string, this is my local connection string. If you don't modify to your local connection string, SQL Server connection related values, it will not work for you. Okay, so that is the thing you have to remember. This connection string you have to keep your local machine. So all your laptops might have SQL Server. That SQL Server connection details you have to keep it here. Okay, to support, if you don't create a school DB database on your local SQL Server, you create that one first. And in this project, I have created a script supporting for you. So just copy this script, open a new query window with respect to your school DB database and execute this entire script. Just Control A, Control C and put it on your screen. Okay, paste it on your new query window. That query window should operate here. If some other database is there, just remove it and create school DB, and under this school DB only you have to execute this script. Okay, so it will generate all the tables. Okay, all these tables will be generated here and their respective stored procedures. Each table will have the same manage classes, manage branches, manage examinations. You need not to write any stored procedures. All these are taken care. And get classes, get branches, it will return data for you. So just execute this script on your local machines and try to implement all these Winforms, and try to provide proper navigation so that this is a simple school or simple college database management or student data management for a college. That is a simple application. So any doubts, or you guys are clear? So you guys will work on it. Are feeling any difficulty or complexity to work on it? Okay guys, this is what I want to explain you guys about this. Okay, there are many other controls are there in WinForms, uh, but the thing is those are not that much useful. Okay, and these are very very common useful controls on WinForms, and the application also, this is very very useful if you work on it. Okay, and it will give you a good practice on your C sharp skills as well as WinForm skills. Okay, any doubts on this? So with this, we are closing WinForms. From tomorrow, we will start with ASP.NET. That is mainly to develop web applications. So any doubts or you guys are clear? Okay guys, I am closing my class here. Thank you and have a nice day.